What up, party people? Welcome to Shoulder Tap. It's Monday. I'm Jack, joined by the head risk honcho himself, Mick. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, Jack. Nice to see ya.
Nice to see you too. How was your Cinco de Mayo?
Cinco de Mayo was quiet. I had a bunch of stuff I was doing, but I had a fun day on Saturday. Went over to a derby party up in Wisconsin, Lake Geneva area, and that was a good
Oh,
time.
nice.
How was the festivities for your weekend?
I had a big weekend for like the first time in forever. Like, did a couple rounds of golf, watched the Derby, did a little Cinco de Mayoing yesterday. So, no, to answer your question, I'm feeling fantastic right now. So,
Okay, good, good. I hear if you were Cinco de Mayoing yesterday, I know tequila. They say that it's like one of the healthier spirits to drink. So I guess that might have helped with any potential hangover. Maybe you didn't de Mayo too hard.
yeah, could have fooled me, but I'm getting through it on the water
All right.
diet. Hopefully our traders are doing better. Our 401ks are certainly doing good today, so
Yeah,
let's
nice
rock it.
update today. It was kind of interesting. First half of the week we sold off with the equities, and then Friday we ended right where we started at the beginning of the week, and now stuff to the upside. But like Peter Tuckman was saying earlier, kind of like some digestion. We've got a quiet week ahead of us. I really liked what he was saying about sitting on your hands. If you're not seeing a setup, if you're not seeing anything in the technicals, don't make the trades. I felt like he was saying something that I feel really strongly about. So it was nice to hear someone like him
Mhm.
reiterating that. If there's nothing, if you don't see a trade setup, you don't need to be trading. We had a rough week last week on the funded trader front, especially the live accounts. But I will say, it was a hard week. Despite it being a hard week for our traders in the live accounts, we had only closed 9 live accounts down last week, which is a little bit higher than normal. But we did have 18 traders that we called up from XFA to live last week. So it was a net add of 9 traders to the live prop group that we have. So always like that. Remember, there were a few weeks ago where we had like back-to-back weeks where
Yeah.
the waters were even more rough, and we actually had net losses as far as people getting called up and getting offboarded. But back to par for the course there. I've got a few of those traders today. I kind of want to talk. I'm not going to be referencing on the trading cards any of our live traders currently, because there's some people that did get called up to XFA last week, specifically on Friday, that I want to talk about. Before we start featuring those traders on the cards, I do have some shout outs and some shoulder taps to share. But really big shout out. I know it was mentioned not long before I came on, but Nick for a tick, Nicholas T, one of our live traders. He's up 29 grand since the end of April, like April 22nd. He has been on an absolute tear. I give him shout outs just about every morning. So he's been doing really well. Very happy to see that. I know he comes on. I know he's active in the chat. He's been doing really, really great. Also, shout out to Coach Dakota, up a little money today. I know he called out his trade earlier on fast markets. I have a shoulder tap for Deanna. Deanna,
Hey.
she was up about $1,000 earlier today, and which is kind of on like the higher end. I like that she trades small, but now after continuing to trade, she's down about $300 on the day. So $1,000 is a good winning day for her from what she's been doing in the live account to go up being 1,000 to down 300. Would have loved to have seen her stop trading, but I know she knows what she's doing there. Shout out to a name I haven't mentioned before, Everado. He's up $1,400 in his live account. And then our big money maker today is Dennis, who's up $5,200. And I saw that P&L earlier, and I was like, how's he up $5,200? I was like, equities, there hasn't been too much movement. Sure enough, trading silver. We don't have a lot of people trading silver here in the program at all, but that's definitely the residual strength leader on the day today.
Hmm.
So he obviously caught the right side of that, and he's sitting at the top of our P&Ls for the day in the live accounts. So with all that, Jack, I say we get in and talk about the traders that we called up to live. Want to look at these cards with me?
Yeah, let's take a look at these cards. Also, there were some comments in the chat about the dinosaurs on my shirt. I actually was gifted this shirt. My son, who's 2.5, has the same one. He's in the dinosaur phase. 2-year-old boys love the film Cars and they love dinosaurs. So I'm loving having this shirt. So
Sound
feeling
like
good. Let's take a look. Yeah,
typical
typical, right?
American dudes. Do you guys go out on the golf course together, dressing matched?
Not yet. I don't think he's at that point yet. You know,
Okay.
just him
All
walking
right.
is nice.
All right. Let's get into the cards, Jack. Let's pull
Let's
up
do it.
Jake. Jake S. He's someone we called up from XFA to live. Trading here out of Illinois, Chatham, Illinois. Never been there, but close. Hasn't been with us for too long. Started this year. Equity indices. We've got some good metrics here. There's a number of things I really like. So they're putting up 72% winning days, Jack. Their best day, $4,200. Their worst day, $2,200. So even in this, that was a little bit of slippage on one of their trading days with the $2,000 loss. They're in the 100K. Average winning day, 1,700 and change. Average losing day, 1,700 and change. I like that their best day was twice as big as their worst day, roughly. And then I like that the average losing day is right around the same dollar value as the average winning day. We talk about how important that is all the time. Nobody's got any business risking more on a single trading day than they make on average on one of their winning days. 55% winning trades. It's fine as long as you're keeping the math on their side, and Jake is doing just that. Average winning trade about $900, while the average losing trade is in the middle $600 range. So risk rewards not quite 2-to-1, but it's better than 1-to-1 by a couple $100. And if you only have to be right half the time with a little better risk reward to actually be profitable. But they're on a trade-by-trade basis doing well, and then they're managing the money well on a day-by-day basis. So I really like the stuff I referred to there with the metrics on a daily basis, on a per-trade basis. I also like the hold times along with the risk reward. And then, I always appreciate people that have low number of trades per day. Jake's only at 4 trades per day. Tells me a couple things. He's very selective with his trades. He's trading smaller than he can, and he's got really good hold times. If you're looking at the trade report, he's someone who's patient with the winners, trying to let those winners, have a little breathing room, run and profit. And then he's compared to the winning trades, he's rather impatient with the losing ones. So he's got a 26-minute hold time on the winners with only about a 9-minute hold time on the losers. It's been a recipe for success for him in this XFA. He got called up after 18 trading days in the XFA, and we're pretty confident that he'll continue doing what he's doing in the live account. And speaking of the live account, with the risk reward here, with him containing the losses on a daily basis and stuff like that, this is a trader, and everybody, I hope you pay close attention to this. This is a trader who could hit a rough patch or be on a losing streak, and just with the way that they're managing their money, they could be okay. So, he could fall upon hard times and not put himself out of business in short order, which is really, really important. We're all here to make money, but the goal number one is capital preservation and good money management. If you can, stick it out with good money management and preserve that capital during your hardest times where your strategy is not in line with the market environment and you're not being profitable, and you can, weather the storm and be there to pounce on it when it's, warmer waters and more favorable trading opportunities. That's where everybody should be looking to get with their own trading journey.
What's refreshing about this card is their worst day seems to be below the auto liquidation for the account, because I feel like we see a lot of cards where it's kind of feast or famine, where they've hit that
Yeah,
their low day is the profit, is their P&L limit, and they just hit it over and over again. There's some discipline there in like, hey, I don't need to use all of this to have a good time.
I got to correct you, Jack. It's 100K
Uh-oh.
that he's in, not a 150K. But if it were a 150K, that would be something that we would like to see too. If you've got a $3,000 daily loss limit and your worst day is only $2,200 and change, that's a good thing. But since you bring that up, we've got a couple people coming up here on the next couple trading cards where that comment that you had applies and applies really well. So with that, I think that's a good segue into pulling up Lou's account.
Well, let me say something true and nice about him. I still like the best day being almost 2 times what the worst day was. So still
Yeah.
good. All right,
Well,
Lou.
if you like that, I'm going to dive right into some of these metrics at the bottom of the card. So Lou, someone else who got called up to live on Friday, Jack, check this out. Lou's best day in the live account, and this is a 150K account, or excuse me, his best day in the XFA was $5,100, and his worst day was less than 1,000. So on his very, very worst, he only lost $936, less than a third of the allowed daily loss limit. So, geez, that worked out perfectly. It's almost like we orchestrated that at the end of Jake's card, because this was perfect, and I knew it was coming up. So again, someone else we called up to live. More great metrics here. There's nothing with the 67% winning days or 67% winning trades. These are really good. They're not, the shiniest of them, but they don't need to be. I've got a couple people here coming up that, their trading cards are almost, a little vanilla, not super exciting, but that's really a good thing when it comes to trading. The excitement, not what excites me. It's the kind of consistent profitability. Everybody hears me say that, but I do get caught up in some of the big stories with some of these large swingers we have. But more stuff that you like here, despite having a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, trading 1 or 2 lots, their average winning day, Jack, is $2,100, and the average losing day is only $563.
I mean,
So
you say
even
these
better.
things are sort of vanilla. This is call me a sicko, but this is exciting to me. This card here,
Yeah,
like if you can
that
make
is that.
5K, yeah, and your worst day is 936, you will do well.
Yeah, and the biggest winning day of $5,100 is 10 times that of the average losing day. I mean, it's money management. That's what we like. And that kind of stuff is what, is going to keep people in the business for a long period of time. Would you agree with me there?
I would certainly agree. This ratio does not match. I'll tell you what, my best day is not 5 times my worst day. I will tell you that, Mick.
Nor is mine. I think we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. You were in the mid $40,000 range on your worst day. Do I remember
Yeah, it was a
correctly?
different type of trading. I think my best day was 40 or 50 around there, and my worst
Okay.
day was probably also 40 or 50 in the
Okay.
opposite direction, but that's how it works.
Yeah. Well, um, yeah, that stings. That's a big day. But if you're taking big risk, you're looking for big rewards. So to the tune of $40,000. Hopefully your win rates were 67% or a little bit better. Even it could be a little bit worse if you manage the money well. We don't need to get into that. Let's keep it to Lou. But yeah, the best day being far greater than the worst day, average winning day being 4 times bigger than the average losing day. Despite 1-to-1 risk reward, this is good stuff. And they're only trading 1 and 2 lots. They're trading smaller than they can. I always appreciate when I see someone in 150K, because I see so many people in the 150Ks trying to swing for the fences. When you get someone with that 150K account size and they're trading 1s and 2s, it tells me, right off the bat that there's some element of maturity there with their trading. These metrics really show maturity. They've got great money management. It's one of the things I really like. Containing the losses we've talked about. The only couple things I want Lou to consider is I haven't seen him take a payout from this trading activity. I'd love to see him take a payout. It doesn't have to be big, Lou, but take one. And then think about, what some of these metrics could look like if we were to look at and I'm not trying to tell him to change anything, but if we could put a little focus on that 1-to-1 risk reward, Jack, we might see some even better metrics. So we're always looking to improve. If you're not progressing, you're regressing. And lot of people will trade inside their comfort zone. A lot of people that want to treat it as a business. When it's working like it's working here, you do have the ability to make some small tweaks to modify your trading, put that pedal down, and generate more profits. But I got no areas for improvement here, really, other than the one-to-one risk reward. It's working out, and I envision it continuing to work out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love this card. I don't want to jinx Lou in any way. Keep it up. Like, as you said, you can always get better, but this is looking pretty good right now. So keep up the good work.
No doubt. All right, so you liked that one. I got some more for you. Let's pull up Rob's card. Some more good stuff here. And like you were saying on the first card for Jack, he's in a one. This guy, Rob, 150K, average daily P&Ls on the smaller side. What I think you're going to like is his best day of $2,250 is double his worst day of only
Yeah.
$1,000. So, traders, we got another person who has the ability to risk up to $3,000 on any given day. They've contained those losses to right around $1,000. In addition to containing the daily losses, I want to talk about how it pans out on average. Their average winning day is $980, and the average losing day is only $417. So, on average, they're making twice as much as they're risking on a daily basis. It's a recipe for success. Not a massive average daily P&L of 300 here, but and not a high number on the 45% winning trades. But the risk reward is absolutely stellar here. They're at about a 3-to-1 risk reward, Jack. They're taking down
Yeah.
$720 per contract on their winners, and they're only risking $255 on the losers. So the higher your risk reward is, the easier it is for you to be profitable with being right less than half the time on your trades, your winning trades, and you don't have to be right on more than half of your winning days, as long as your winning days are double what your losing days are. So I like using Rob as an example for how the math plays out for someone who's kind of like right there at the 50% mark on his winning days, on his winning trades. But there's those other, pieces of his strategy that is showing that, it's a profitable strategy. And what did he trade? Jack, he traded 34 days in his XFA before we called him
Okay.
up to live. So these metrics are pretty consistent and steady over a good sample size, being the 34 days.
So if he's doing 2 trades a day, so over 70 trades that have the 3-to-1 risk reward, this is very much the John Hoagland school of trading right here. I
Yes,
feel
it
like it's
is.
rare for us to see that 3-to-1. I feel like people are barely clipping two sometimes. 3-to-1 is a really great place to be.
It is. It is. And, every time we talk about a 3-to-1, and sometimes we've featured 4-to-1, every single trader that we feature a high risk reward ratio on, they're always the traders that have a low number of trades per day. Like Rob only does 2 trades per day. It is a correlation that, since I've been doing the shoulder tap and well before shoulder tap was even a thing, it's something I always noticed. And it usually comes with high win rates too. We don't see the high win rates with Rob. Shit, say that 5 times fast. Win rates with
Win
Rob.
rates with Rob. Win rates. Yeah, that is tough. I don't envy you.
Yeah, I'd turn into a babbling idiot if I was trying to do that. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the high win rates, but doesn't have to. And that risk reward, trading smaller than he can, as well as being very selective with the trades, they almost always seem to go hand in hand. So another trader we feel strongly about calling up to live.
Well, hope you send it there, Rob. But yeah, once again, risk reward is perfect. Love that he's only losing $1,000 on his worst day. This seems like a pretty disciplined guy. So good luck, Rob.
Yeah, for sure. And then Jack, the last one I want to talk about here is Hamilton, and Hamilton is kind of the vanilla trading card, and I say that in a good way. That's a compliment. Nothing too shiny or outstanding here, just consistent profitability. Hamilton, he was in his XFA for 47 days. So this is even a bigger sample size of trading activity, averaging only $150 a day, but that's 150 times 47. So you can see that he's been profitable. He's hitting singles. And what I say is vanilla about him, if you look at the trade report, it's like all the same stuff. You see small losses, you see medium sized wins. Average winning day, $326. Average losing day, $363.
Hmm.
They're about the same. $40 difference. I'll call them the same. And then the best day is about the same as the worst day. Best day being $631. Worst day, $613. It's about the same. Again, we're only off by like $20 there. So I'll just call it same, because we talk about, don't have your, biggest losing day or your average losing day bigger than your average winning day. So he's doing it. Another super selective trader, 2.5 trades per day, Jack. Doesn't have the risk reward that Rob had, but higher win rates for his strategy,
Yes.
61% winning trades, stringing together 74% winning days. So there's a certain element of money management that's really nice there. It's a good feeling to be right, to have 3/4 of your trading days be winning days. Um,
Yeah, it's
Someone who
definitely a different
probably,
style. It's a different
yeah,
style
I
than
mean,
Rob, but I don't know how they're doing it, but they're picking winners, that's for sure.
winner, chicken dinner. They're picking
Yeah.
the good ones, and I mean, think about it. For I know when my trading was really good, and I was consistently profitable. Like I'd wake up way before my alarm. I'd pop right out of bed and go hit the computer. Like I couldn't wait to see what the markets were doing. I've also been in those ruts where, um, it's hard to get out of bed if you're on a
Hmm.
losing streak or losing money. So I I see this card, all the days that Hamilton's traded, seeing that he's got 3/4 of his days that he's trading being winning days. I just think this guy must pop out of bed right away before his alarm and like, let's go see what's going on in these markets. I'm going to take money out of the markets, even if it's small bites, because it's just all really good stuff. This is the kind of activity we want to see, from our traders. Me, risk team, Topstep, we love the people that can hit singles consistently. It's something that not a lot of people have going for them. It's something that if you've got it going for you, you can scale it and make a nice secondary source of income, or eventually have it a primary source of income. I heard Coach Dakota last week talking about people who want to make trading a full-time thing, and he urged caution against that. And I feel very strongly. I'm happy someone who's
I have a lot of
trading
thoughts about
so.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to hear yours. Well, how about this? I've been doing a lot of talking. I just want to say I liked what he said. I firmly believe in it. I would suggest, don't quit your day job unless you have some year-over-year performance that can make up for that. What are your thoughts around that, Jack? You tell me. You take the floor.
Well, you need some you need some cash flow. I will say so for, 7 years I was trading full time and, you had to be there every day. And there's no better job in the world when things are going well, and there's nothing more miserable. Like there's no other job you can have where you can bust your ass for a month. And this did happen to me. You bust your ass for a month and you would have been better off, you know, taking that whole month off and you go into the Maldives with MP or whatever, and you still would have been in a better financial position than if you had gone in and worked all the time. And
Yeah.
that's stressful, man. Like I burnt out of that stuff at like age 29 was where I could not take it anymore as a full-time thing. So if you can make it work, by all means go for it. It's just when the rough patches come, that is a tough racket. So if you can do it, I respect the hell out of you. But in the meantime, I think it's good to have like something a little more stable. Like making
Yeah.
memes like me.
I had a friend who young guy, you said 29, it was it for you. Young guy. He took, quite a bit larger risk than I did, got himself an ulcer. it's not a
No.
good thing. So always operate within your own risk tolerance. There was a guy at the prop firm I was with when we were doing market making in the grains, trading the calendar spreads. It was a tough summer. Nobody was really losing any money, but nobody was really making any money. And you know what this guy said? He's like, F this. He's like, I'm sitting, in front of the computer 5 days a week, not enjoying myself, not seeing any opportunities to make any money. He's like, I'm going to take the month off. He's like, I'm going to go play golf. He's like, I could make more money on the golf course. And that's
Hmm.
exactly what he did. So
Nice.
yeah, it stings when you're working, grinding it out, and you don't have anything to show for it, or you have losses. I know we're winding down on time. I think my suggestion to anybody who wants to do this full time would be do have that secondary source of income, or if you're trading and you have your full-time job, or you're doing odds and end jobs, the amount of stress and pressure that having an income from another source or sources outside of trading is so important. It takes that pressure off your shoulders. I have a personal story about that I don't think I can get into, but I was forcing the trading. I had bills to pay. It was a short term rough patch where I just wasn't making money. I took some other jobs, odds and ends things that just paid for the rent, paid the bills, took the pressure off. I wasn't forcing trading. Then the trading turned around. I would say for anybody, you know, whatever you're making in your day job, your primary source of income, while you're trading on the side, do give yourself a couple profitable years. It's probably hard for people to hear, but like I think that you should match whatever your income is from outside of trading, match it for a couple years or do better before you say, you know what? I don't need this other stuff anymore. I got a couple years of profitability under my belt trading, and then and only then would it be really wise to make that leap into it full time.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk about that some more later. Thanks for the cards, Mick. That's our shoulder tap for today. Coming up next, we got group coaching with JD and Robert, and then a Rips takeover, a Rip Roaring afternoon, as we will
That'll
call
be
it.
fun.
Mick, always a pleasure to see you, man.
Thanks, you too, Jack. Have a great one. See you, traders.
All right.